too worried about the audio
What's
level.
with the waters?
Right next to you, brother.
Oh, bro. You want them off
No,
the table so it's clean?
Yeah, no, I just put it over there. So
Okay.
that's like it. Just like
Mm-hmm.
originally, I was supposed to have like it facing us, like the camera facing us, and I had like little plants on the corner, and I was like,
I forgot to set up.
yeah, it's like this is just good to start. And honestly, it's kind of like it reminds me of like somewhere I would have a conversation like back in the day,
like
an
across the like
unfolding
lunchroom.
Yeah.
Like a lunch table type of conversation.
So I kind of like the vibe.
That's cool. This reminds me of like Winslow.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna talk about that. I was like, it's kind of a full circle moment.
Yeah,
that
it
we're,
is.
Like,
I always
still,
think about that when we do stuff like this.
Yeah, just like still doing like social media type stuff, but like when we were younger, like it wasn't even like anything. It was just like to fuck around and have fun. Yeah. Like I remember vlogging like a field trip to Boston.
Yeah.
Do you remember what museum that was though?
I want to say it was the Boston.
It wasn't a science.
Museum?
It wasn't the science because remember it was like there was like a fountain and shit like that, and there was like it was more like I remember there being the oldest piece of like cornbread or something like that in there.
Dude,
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I remember it. Yeah. All right. But regardless, doesn't matter. But
so you want to do some type of like intro?
no, it's just
we
like
just chatting.
yeah, just like everyone who's gonna click on this already knows who I'm talking to
Yeah,
and knows
fair
who
enough.
you are.
Fair enough.
So just like, what have you been up to? Like, what's recent history looking like for you?
So like all January.
Yeah, like
first month of the
how'd
year?
the new year kick off? What'd you do? What went on?
New Year has been great, to be honest. Actually, first off, I started off the year terrible. I got into a car accident.
Oh, no way.
Did I not tell you that?
No.
I got into a car accident. Bad car accident.
Really?
January 3rd. So I started off my year
Wow.
awful.
Yeah,
The worst way
that's a
to,
bad
first car accident I've ever been in. So started off
Whose car?
my Nana's.
Damn.
Yeah. So
Nana's pissed.
no, she didn't care. She didn't care. Well, it was more so my parents, but yeah, I totaled the car. So that was a terrible start to the
You
year.
totaled it.
Yeah.
Damn.
They just sold it for like $500. It's like a scrapyard. Anyway,
Yeah, alright.
you know, that started the year off terrible, but I bounced back strong. I had a collection release a couple days ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
That went well.
Nice.
Got like 100 orders for that, and I shipped all that today.
Sweet.
What
was this like? What was this like? The theme, like inspiration of this?
It was a little bit military themed, but it also had like some vintage like rock, like band tee kind of
I could
aesthetic
tell, yeah.
like in it. So that was kind of like the premise for the collection, and then this was also one of the pieces. This was just like something I've been cooking up for a while, a couple months now.
Oh, that's from the collection?
This was in the collection. This was the main piece.
That's tough.
So I sold like half of these already, more than half of these already.
How many units did you do?
I had
for that one?
100, and I have like maybe 40 left.
Nice.
Now I released it like 2 days ago, so I'll be sold out in a couple of days.
That's
I'm sure.
fire.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, how about that? Kicking off strong.
Yeah,
you
good
can't really
start of
complain.
the year. I'm trying to make this year the best year of my life. So.
Yeah. You have any like plans for when the next one's coming out, or like any like events you're going to soon?
So New York Fashion Week is in like 10 days. So I want to go to New York Fashion Week. That's an event that I always love to attend. And then I got a collection release probably every month of the year.
So you're gonna try to get 12 out total?
If I can get 12 drops out, that'd be amazing. Last year was the best year I've ever done for SIXSHOOTER, and I released like 5 times. I released like 4 or 5 times.
Really?
I released nothing last year. And
Did you? Was it like consecutive?
No, it was
ones
so,
are like
it was
spread
so
out.
spread out. It was like January, February, and then I didn't drop anything till like June, July.
Really?
Like, cause I had nothing ready. So this year I really like prepared ahead of time and like got stuff in order so I could drop every month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So business is still booming like usual.
Yeah. We getting there.
And
Trooping every day.
Yeah, I guess we can talk about how this like all came along, but we won't go into specifics as just like where you found like the liking for like clothing.
Mm-hmm.
In general, like just running your own business, where did that first come into play in your life? Like, yeah, because like obviously I remember us both being on our like iPod touches recording vlogs when we were younger and like that type of thing. But like the solid mind, like really like actually thinking about what you want to do and like just like knowing that you didn't really feel like working every day of your life, some like regular job or something like that. Not that there's any problem with that, obviously, but like, where did that kind of like itch to do something more? I feel like
just kind of wanting to run a business was just like written in me. I don't think I ever had the actual idea that I was gonna work for someone else for my entire life. Like, I had my fair share of, like part-time jobs. I had a dishwashing job, worked at Domino's. Like, I did my fair share of like minimum wage jobs, but I always knew that I was not going to do that my entire life. Like, even in elementary school, I've talked about this before in my YouTube videos, where we used to sell Pokemon cards.
I remember that.
For like a quarter.
Yeah, I bought a pack off you. I remember you sold me a pack for like a buck or two. Yeah, you probably did scam me. I remember.
Anyway, it's just something that's kind of written in me, and I just like the idea of working for yourself and setting your own hours. Even though when you're starting out in a business, you work way more than 40 hours a week. Yeah. But that's besides the point. Just the idea of working for yourself and making your own money, that's a way more like attractive lifestyle to me than having a regular job. So it's kind of what drew me towards doing it, and just fashion and running clothing brands, kind of just the industry I fell into. Yeah. So it's kind of why we're here now. And now we're trying to make it a full-time. It is my full-time living right now. Like, I do get off it, but we're trying to make it like really take over this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we're talking about like the making your own hours and thing. That's like something that a lot of people who don't like do any sort of like own business or like any like even like a hobby, like someone who doesn't even have a hobby. Like, there's people like that, believe it or not, but like they don't realize how much like time it really takes, especially if you're doing just like if you have a regular job, you're working 7-8 a.m. maybe earlier to 3 to 5 p.m.
like a regular 9 to 5. You get like 8 hours in.
And then if you're doing a hustle after that or something like that, takes on like extra hours. So how did you adjust to really, like, as soon as you stopped working and just were like, all right, I'm gonna put all my focus into just doing this, how did you adjust like your time? Was it like a self-progressing thing where you worked X amount of hours maybe this day that was like kind of low, and then you had days where you worked way longer? Or was it like, has it always been a pretty consistent like
it flow? Definitely changes like how much I work every day and how much I started out working with every day. And honestly, at first it wasn't like I need to go to my studio and work 8 hours. It was like, I have nothing better to do. There's nothing that's more important in my life right now than growing this business. So like working like 12 to like 15 hours in one day, that was like no problem at the start. Like, that was like consistent, like every single day, easily working over 12 hours and it wouldn't feel like it. It'd feel like 6 hours, and it still does. Like, sometimes I'll spend 12 hours in my studio and it just feels like a regular, like, I don't know, couple hours. Yeah. So just, I don't know, I enjoy it. Like, I love what I do, and I could do it all day, every day, and it doesn't really get old. Sometimes it get old. Like, there's tedious things that sucks with every business, but like, I would rather work 14 hours for myself than work 8 hours for someone else, and that's just the type of person I am.
Yeah, respectfully. I understand. How's the studio? Any better, any worse than it's been?
It's definitely been worse.
Yeah,
but
we won't besmirch the studio name or anything like that. Yeah. We don't have to.
I have a studio, and Ian had the studio before me.
That was my first.
That's studio. Some crazy lore. Ian's studio was his studio before it was my studio. Now I've been in there for like over a year and a half now.
Yeah, it's honestly,
it's a perfect studio.
It's a nice studio. It's a nice studio. Yeah, and just in general, like,
I don't hate on the studio. I love the studio. I'm blessed to have it. I hate on the building and the other people that are in there and how the whole building is ran. But I love my studio. It gets the job done. My business has flourished in there. Yeah. So I'll always appreciate that building, but it's definitely gotten
I know. I loved that studio when I was in there. Just like, even like when we just had it set up, like the four corners type of thing, and had like the living room on this, like, I don't know. It just like, I felt like it was in a perfect spot.
It is in a perfect spot.
And it's just
hidden.
like
it's hidden.
Yeah, it's hidden. It's quiet for the most part now. That gym moved out from under you.
No, I don't think so.
No, they're gone. I literally saw it. It's all filled with trash.
Is it really?
Yeah, like the huge gymnastics studio.
Oh no, but that's not the gym that's under me.
Oh.
There's another gym under me.
Yeah, they weren't there when I was there. That's why. Yeah, that's
yeah.
No, it's nice though. So I'm still doing the job though.
Yeah, no, I'm still doing the job. I'm actually planning on moving the business into my house again.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like a long project from now.
Like moving
my whole operation into my house, because you know how. So there's an addition to my house. Like they built it for my grandmother.
Oh yeah.
She's like planning on, I think, moving out or moving into like a different room in the house. I'm pretty much gonna get her entire side.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty much gonna have like an entire apartment size house essentially.
I kind of remember what it looked like.
And I'm gonna get to completely run the brand out of there. So I kind of plan on doing that. That'll probably be like middle of the year.
That'll be a lot more convenient.
It'll be so convenient.
I think,
it'll save me. I'm spending like probably close to 10K a month, 10K a year.
Yeah.
On rent, and it's like it'll definitely save me a lot, and it's just easier to work from home and not have to travel somewhere to do stuff. But it's cool. We'll see how things play out.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm
fun.
Excited.
It's always
excited for the future.
Yeah, it's always cool. Just seeing where things go for your brand, where you started, and just I'm talking about location wise, where everything began, where it is now. It's I feel like I've set up this table and mics 10 different times in 10 different locations.
Sometimes you just gotta find the right spot.
Yeah,
and different there's different eras for different times of working. There was the era of me running my brand in my studio. I mean, in my bedroom, to Cody's studio, to my current studio, and then there'll be an era of running it out of my house. And it's you've had your many, you ran it out of the podcast room. You've done it at your house before.
Yep.
So now you're in your own apartment. So things just grow and you find new places to do things.
Yeah, it's been really weird being in here, just
how is it adjusting to
just
have an apartment? How's living on your own?
It's cool. It's I didn't expect to be living on my own
this quick.
Yeah, I always thought it would make more sense for me to move out when I'm around 24, 25, just kind of stack my money and everything like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's I've always wanted a space to do this.
Yeah.
And it's just getting a studio around here. It's there's not really that many good locations, especially to do something like this.
Yeah.
And I get it's pretty quiet too.
No, it's nice.
So it's I'm just
it's cozy.
We're making the most noise, if I'm being honest.
talking
talking
right
and stuff. So it's just it's nice though. Overall, adjusting to just living by myself. It's definitely weird, but I feel at the same time, it's kind of fun. Just walking around, just doing whatever the hell you want to do.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm not at that point in my life yet. I enjoy living by myself, not by myself, but with my family.
Yeah.
But I definitely could use my own space.
Yeah.
And that's why I think the apartment, on my taking over my Nana's side, because it would essentially become my apartment at the same time. Definitely. So I look forward to that.
No, you're gonna love it. Even though it's right next to your family.
Yeah, no, I don't want to move out though. I enjoy.
Yeah, no, definitely. I love living with my family, and I don't get me wrong. I at this point I thought I still was going to, and I honestly adjusted more quick than I thought I would. But it's still I still hit them up all the time and shit. So if you guys are listening, I love you guys. Street. But yeah, and I'm close to. It'd be a little bit different if I was moving far away, which was my original plan. I want to be out of state.
I know you wanted to go to LA and
you wanted to go to New York. Yeah, originally those were the two, but I don't know. I feel I could probably just anywhere that would have more opportunities for me.
Yeah.
Cause there's opportunities out here, especially through Boston and shit like that. But I don't know. It's just harder to get up there one.
I don't know. There's not much going on in Boston.
Yeah, there's like just like I'm talking about like in like just my general field, because like obviously like I'm trying to get into this podcasting shit. So like, you know, I just want to like hear from other people and whatnot, and kind of like just like pick people's brains a little bit, have a good conversation. But like obviously I still want to be out here filming, and like I don't know, I feel like with what I do it's like a little bit more difficult to get like
the clientele.
Yeah, the like, clientele.
I know, I hear you, bro.
But I could definitely be doing a lot more. That's the thing. So I still try to keep that attitude when it comes to like, cause like I could like drag my head and make excuses about like there not being enough work out here. Yeah, but like sure. I could definitely push it harder and get more work going on out here. I just don't want to stack up my schedule so much with just these like little things that might just be put in like place for busy work. Like I don't want to be I don't want to be doing something
you want to actually build something.
Yeah, I don't want to just do something to make me. Was that me?
No, I think it was me. No, it might have been you.
Oh my god, it's me.
I'm gonna stop my camera.
Yeah, go for it, dude. We're chilling. No problem at all. Yeah, so I don't know, we've just had a bunch of changes to start the year, and it's like, you know, I think it's gonna be a good year. Just try to put some more good stuff out, and I'm glad that you were the everything all right over there.
Touch anything down there?
Nah, I think you're fine.
All right, word.
You just like destroyed the mic for like 30 seconds there, but no big deal.
Really?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Oh. Don't worry about it, dude. Okay. We're just chilling. It's no big deal. Yeah, we're just vibing. You know, I just want everything to be comfortable. So, but all right, yeah. Let's jump back into talk about like kind of like what your journey has been like, and kind of where you realized like your success in like other parts of like the clothing game, like through connections and like events. Like, because, you know, I remember going to your pop-up shops at, like, Vogue and, like, the Buttonwood Park, and it was always a good turnout. Always people coming out and showing love, asking you for free shit. Like, every time.
Fair share of that.
But, yeah, like, what was, like, 2024 for you? Like, how was that, because that was, like, you said it was your biggest year.
2024 was definitely my biggest year. So you want to know... Just kind of how 2024
give me some like
the like in-person stuff.
Just give me some stuff, just like how like the whole year was like for you in general.
Okay.
Like the good parts, the highlights, some of the bad
parts too.
Some of the bad parts. Like be realistic. Like how was it like running a brand? Because you said it was your best year.
Yes,
but
sure,
like
my best year.
To let people like know what a best year looks for someone. Yeah, because people are looking at you on like social media, like just the people who don't know you personally. Like they see you putting out good shit, hitting good numbers, you know, making sales and stuff like that. You're getting a good reach. But like for what you say is your best year, a good year, what's like realistically, what does that look like for you?
Okay. So yeah, 2024 was definitely my best year ever. In all standards, like 2024 was the first year I hit 6 figures in sales.
Nice.
So that was like one of the biggest accomplishments I've ever had with running a business and a brand. And you know, I grew all my social medias like crazy. I started YouTube and grew that to like 20K subscribers. So like things in 2024 went crazy. But that I grind like crazy. Like I work every day. Like I don't really take any time off. And it's just a lot of putting in the work. Like just doing what you know you need to do and not like wasting time. Yeah. So like just from January every month, February, March, April, every month, just working every single day, dropping as much as I can, posting as much content as I can. And just pretty much doing the same thing over and over again, just like rinsing and repeating.
Yeah.
And it's kind of how it went. There wasn't too much bad stuff that really happened. Honestly, 2024 was really really good year to me. Not gonna lie, treated me well. Was there any bad things that happened to me though?
I mean, there had to have been some.
I'm sure there is, but you know the the highs always outshine the lows, unless they're extremely low. But I feel like generally 2024 was definitely like an amazing year, and I don't really have any complaints. But yeah, it definitely gave me the kind of like the sight that like this would work out if I keep on working and keep on doing like what I'm doing. Because like before 2023, I think I only did like 60K in sales, which is like good, but like that's only like 40% profit. So like I didn't even make that much money. I probably made less than a regular 9 to 5, like working pretty much anywhere. Yeah. So like 2024, actually hitting 6 figures and doing good, you know, making money that like other people are making working full-time jobs. It gives you the vision and like the insight that it's like, yo, this shit can actually work. So
more like
that's what I'm excited for moving forward. I just know if I keep doing this shit and keep on the path I'm on, that eventually it's gonna like work out way more than I ever expected.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, 2024 is sick.
Dude, that's sick because like I feel like a lot of 2024 for me was like researching and kind of just like learning the game of just like what I want to pursue. And it was like it was a lot of learning. Mm-hmm. I know that's a pretty cliche way for someone to describe their year, you know, I just learned lessons this year, and it's like it's kind of something.
I mean, that's really all it is, though.
But like, I feel like from like where my not even to like the stuff that I put out, but like where my mindset has been changed a lot. Mm-hmm. So I like put more into like what I'm doing. Yeah. But just like I feel like a lot of what I've been listening to is like repetition, like just getting reps out, whether it's posts or like for you clothing, new designs, just like mock-ups. I feel like it's just like the best way to just like keep on learning what you're doing is through just repetition.
I've definitely with seen everything. You lock in a lot more this year with like just working and like sticking to one thing. Yeah. And just like putting out content. Like I've seen you post a lot of shit. Yeah. So it's cool to see that both of us are like actually pursuing something that's not a job. Yeah.
I think it's like, I think we're always serious about it.
Yeah.
It was just like we weren't in the best position to fully pursue whatever we were thinking of. Because I feel like if we had like, you know, I feel like if we were in a good position to do it at a younger age, I feel like we wouldn't have done what we actually wanted to do. Yeah. Because we've had 1,000 different ideas.
Yeah, of course. And running a clothing brand was not my first. I always wanted to be a YouTuber, and then now I kind of am.
Overall, I've always wanted to do social media. That was like kind of just like where I saw myself in general. Yeah. But I feel like I've done like just 1,000 different things, and like just I've been kind of just staying in one general spot for like I feel like all last year. I was kind of videography. Yeah, because I feel like 2023 was a lot of jumping around, and then beginning of 2024 was kind of a gray spot. And then once I kind of, you know, met with my first bit of clientele and like kind of just saw what worked and what didn't work, it was a lot easier to stay in a spot because just like I feel like I just wasn't learning enough wherever I put myself originally. So it was just like, it was just like a lot of learning and just putting myself in a better mindset. Man.
Like you'll never know exactly what you want to do in life or like know the exact path until you start doing something and get the wheels actually rolling.
Yeah, for sure.
And then eventually, you know, something will pick up traction or something will be like, yo, that actually worked.
Yeah.
And you keep doing it. That's like the same logic I've applied to like my own life and like the brand. It's like the brand's been through so many different phases and like, you know, sometimes I think I want to go one direction or a different direction. And then, you know, once I start figuring out like the style that was working and like the way I was dropping that was working, you know, it's just a matter of doing it over and over again and like perfecting that craft. So I've definitely seen you get closer and closer to that.
Yeah. So, just, you know, just trying to I'm just trying to get to a point where I feel like because I know it's something that we talked about just in general was like satisfaction with like what we do. And like overall, I feel like we're both like kind of cursed with that, like not very satisfied, regardless if it like something turned out good. Yeah. Like, and I was actually having this conversation with Nico at the last Case Titans. We were both talking about,
my cousin.
We were like, shout out Nico if you're watching or listening. Nico also, who's been a ridiculously huge help to me last year. I got in touch with him on, text and call and whatnot. He gave me work to do to kind of just like mess around with and, see what good footage looked like and how I could build with it. And like, he's given me a lot of just like tips and tricks and, stuff about gear or whatnot. So he's, he put me in a good position to work with some cool people as well. So just like, so shout out Nico. But yeah, I was talking to him about it. He was like, yeah, just like whatever I put out, I just like, I end up hating it like 20 minutes later. And I was like, yeah, I can definitely understand that. But like this year I want to definitely find some like satisfaction. Cause like I put something out yesterday and I dislike it today.
Which is like, I feel you, bro. It's just that feeling of always striving for more and like even though like something might go well, you just are unsatisfied with it because it's like you want even more than that. It's like I just had my collection released like 3 days ago and it wasn't good, but like it didn't go as good as I wanted it to. And it's like I was honestly disappointed for like the first 2 days, but it's like I shipped all the orders. Well, I packaged all the orders today. And it's like there was over 100 orders on my ground. And then I was looking at it. I was like, how can I be upset that I was able to do this and like sell this many orders? Like even if it is like a little bit below what I was expecting, it's like it's still wild. Yeah. So
well, it's good that you caught yourself.
No, I did catch myself a little bit. And it was more real once I like actually packaged them. I was like, damn, bro, this is 120 different people.
Moving them along the table.
And how long it took me to package all of them. But it's a good thing. It's a bad thing sometimes, but like it's a good thing to always strive for more and like not feel just like comfortable with like specific outcomes. So I think that's a good what's the word, like attribute to have, I guess.
Well, that's a pretty good way.
That's like a video game.
One thing I can say that I've always noticed about just like watching you run your business and like seeing you at events, like just from like a fly on the wall perspective, it's been your like ability to continue positive energy like around like what you're doing and like the energy you bring to people. It's like anytime anybody comes up to you at an event, it's always like it's almost like you guys click. Like they just understand like what you're because what you're putting out is like you. It's like it's coming straight from you. And they appreciate it and like you're feeling the love. So it's just like, and not that like I know you've always had some like shit going on like social media, like through TikTok, like people like making an account with your name, posting your stuff, jacking some of your ideas or whatever. And then like just like people, comments. Like I haven't
comments are always
I haven't really experienced like just like you've always stayed away from it and always like pursued such like a bright like attitude towards like everything.
I try. The energy you like put into the world is like the energy you'll get back. Like if I went into every event I do and like every time I posted I was just being like a sourpuss about everything, like hating on the world, like that's the energy I'm gonna get back. So like I always try to like be positive even when like shit's not going exactly how I want, or if like I'm not having a good month. Like whenever I like post myself or I'm out in public doing the events or like pop-ups and stuff like that, I always try to be happy because I'm in a good position to be able to do what I love. And like there's many people who wish they could be doing what I'm doing. So it's like I never like I always try to be happy. That's just the goal. Like I don't like being sad.
No.
And I like making other people happy. I like motivating people to want more for themselves and strive for greatness. So I just try to put that energy into the world.
Yeah, no, I've noticed like a lot of people.
That's just the goal.
Yeah, I've just noticed a lot of people like how like just positive. Like I've seen like so much more positivity than I've seen like 0 to like the maybe the slightest bit of negativity come through you through whether it was social media.
I mean, I get my
like,
fair share, probably as much as anyone else.
Yeah.
Like, who gets any type of, like, online traction. Like, I've got my fair share of the hate. But, like, I don't know. I try to be as genuine and, like, real online as I can be. And, like, show, like, the truth behind what I do.
Yeah.
And not really try to, like, portray, like, a certain image. I just kind of be me.
Yeah.
So, I think people appreciate that and, like, understand what I'm doing. And, you know, they can get behind that more than someone, like, faking everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
So that's definitely why I get like a good.
Well, your video was phenomenal. The one that was like 45 minutes long, the reality of like running a clothing brand.
Yeah.
It just kind of, you know, it put into perspective to like what it really meant to like you and like what it was. Like it's not. I feel like it's a lot of the times you think of like teamwork when it comes to like big like brands and like just like mass producing. Like you're producing a lot of shit and you're pushing a lot of shit.
Mass produced it.
Yeah, but like in general, like just like you're moving a lot more shit than a single person should move out.
Yeah.
And like, but it just like shows the reality of just like how much stuff you have to repeat and like all the little things and like
I really do this shit by myself.
Yeah,
All you other clothing brand owners with like full 5-man teams. I do this by myself. Sometimes my girl helps me. Shout out Autumn.
Yeah.
But like I do this shit myself, so it is a lot of work.
Yeah. Would you ever expand?
Oh, for sure.
Like
I already do plan on expanding. Like this year, I want to hire my girlfriend like to actually help me like way more than she does now. Cause like she helps me with, like photo shoots and like she helps me like quality checks sometimes, stuff like that. But like I would love to hire her, like to work for me like a couple hours every day.
Yeah.
But it does get to a certain point where you kind of have to, what's the word?
Get some help.
Pretty much, yeah. That's just the basis of it. Is that it gets to a point where you just can't do it all by your own.
Yeah.
By yourself, and it'd be more efficient having workers and like people help you. Like yesterday actually, instead of screen printing like 20 tees, I went to a screen printer up the hall and I paid him to just screen print the 20 tees because I had some other shit to do, like work related, like on the brand. It's like I can't do everything by myself, so it does get to a point.
Yeah.
But I do all the shit myself. It is a crazy reality.
Yeah, that's like I saw. I was just at the most recent Cage Titans event this past weekend, and one of the things that I always like have a hard time with is capturing multiple different angles, because it's like it takes me so long to get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Especially with like changing levels and whatnot. But there's this team of dudes running a brand, Trey. Shout out Trey. It's like 4 or 5 of them with cameras, and they put together some of the dopest like content in general. Just like it's because there's so many. It's like if there was 4 of me, just with 4 different cameras, that would be.
I would love that.
It would so sick. Like, so I was like, yeah, I always think about that. I'm just like, having a team would be really sick. But like, I think you got to just like learn to work with yourself first and really like show yourself.
You got to get to your maximum.
Well, yeah, that, and you have to like have yourself that be disciplined.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, because if you can't discipline yourself, you can't have other people working for you. Because you can't be a boss without discipline. No. That's not just like, those two things don't correlate.
No, of course not.
And yeah, that's just like, so I think it's just like the main thing is just like, you got to be able to trust yourself first as just like, you know, to run your brand, because like your brand's your baby.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to hand your baby off to someone else and they drop it down the stairs.
Yeah, of course not.
So yeah, I understand like why you haven't like fully branched out to.
We're not there yet. Well, realistically, I am, but I just like doing it by myself because like I trust myself and to do everything in the brand, and it's like offloading some of that work to someone else that I might not know. It's like it's hard to expect them to do the same quality of job for like any aspect that whatever it is that'd be offloading to them. But like I trust my girlfriend. And there's simple tasks I have her do. So, like, we're expanding.
Yeah.
She'll be the first team member, and then it'll grow from there.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, people don't realize how like good it is to have a loving like woman by your side, like that especially loving partner in general. Yeah. Like having someone that like loves you and like respects the hustle and like is willing to like take time out of their day to do something that's like simple as hold a camera or like, you know, just like
having a supportive partner is definitely. I watched a lot of like rich like business gurus talk about like just like wealth and stuff like that and how they made all their money. A lot of them say that like the number one aspect in them making their wealth was like a supportive partner who like from time to time would help them and like give them room to work. And you know, because like there's times where it's like I gotta spend 3-4 days in a row just like grinding, banging stuff out. Like if I have a collection coming up and it's like I don't have time to go hang out or, you know, go out on a date or something like that. So it's definitely important to have someone like that by your side that supports you.
Yeah, that's like that was something that I got to experience this past year too, and it was like definitely a big like difference to just like anything I have experienced, like especially like moving out, like having the support, like because like if you're moving out with your significant other, it's like that's who you have to. That's like basically your family now. Yeah, that's who's taking their place. So just like a lot of these changes happening in my life and different experiences happening, having her by my side, it's just like absolute blessing. And like I know you and Autumn have been together for a while, and
we have been together for mad long.
And she's
probably coming on 4 years soon.
Yeah, and she's always by your side. Anytime I'd go by the studio, she'd be doing something that looks like she was helping you out. So
she do help me. She helps me record a lot. She helps me take all the thumbnails.
Oh yeah, your thumbnails are great. I love how your thumbnails like. Yeah, the YouTube.
It takes a lot of editing, but she does take them.
Yeah,
I need the help with that.
Editing sucks, huh?
What?
Editing sucks.
Yeah, no. I thought you were saying my editing sucks.
No. Editing in general.
No, editing sucks. I want to hire an editor. Like after this podcast, I'm gonna go record. I'm gonna go edit the YouTube video I recorded today. Yeah. And it's like that's gonna take me like 6 hours. So like, editing sucks. I don't mind the thumbnails, but definitely editing sucks. That's something I will offload soon. It's like hiring an editor.
It's funny how like editing is like one of the most like intense things, and AI hasn't even been able to figure out how to do it.
I'm not worried. AI cannot edit a video properly.
I know. It's like you see all these things. Like I'm always, anytime I'm on Instagram, I get an ad of like a app that it's like, oh, we make your 4 videos spliced together to a viral reel. And I was like,
some of those may work. It's just gonna be brain rot.
I dead ass downloaded one to be like, this is like definitely fake. I put 4 videos together, and it fully just played me one video after the other. Like they didn't even give me like a zoom in or anything like that. I was like, this is ridiculous, bro. And it's like, then like I'd just be doing like quick shit on CapCut. Like something if I just want to mix it up real quick and then like airdrop it over to my computer, and then like CapCut got banned for like a single day.
That was like heartbreaking. I was in the middle.
Damn.
I was in the middle of editing a YouTube video on CapCut, and it got banned, and it kicked me out of the app. And I literally downloaded a VPN, and I got through to it. And
That's hilarious.
I got that video edited.
Yeah, people lost their mind for a second.
I was losing my mind. I was like, bro, I edit everything on CapCut.
Yeah, CapCut's nice. I love CapCut.
It works. Gets the job done.
You have any like big plans coming up this year for
sure.
Just like I know you have goals, obviously, and like, you know, but like, what's I know I don't expect you to release anything exclusive on here, but any like thing you are gonna get done or something you hope is gonna get done this year?
Not so much business wise. I'd say more so personal. Something I do want to buy which this comes from business accomplishments, but I want to buy a Supra.
Yeah, you've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah, I know I have been. I want to buy a Supra, which is just like my dream car. I would love to be driving that daily, and it would be cool for like content and stuff like that. Just like really add to like the personal brand.
Yeah.
That I have, and so that'd be cool. That's definitely something I'm working towards. And then like business wise, now this is a big jump from 2024, but I think it's fully capable. Is I want to hit 300K in sales this year. So, January till December, the goal is to hit 300K in sales. So that's another one of my goals coming up this year. But things planned, I feel like I don't really have too much like planned outside of just like collections and like releases that I have. It's all just it's just all releases like every single month. That's just what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm just trying to pump out as much as I can and like show my work to the world.
So that's have you ever you haven't dropped 12 times a year yet, have
never.
you?
Dude, last year like I said, I released like 5 times maybe. Yeah, and they weren't even full collections. They were probably like one item. So I released like 6 items last year, and it was my biggest year ever. And
how many did you just release today or a couple days ago?
3. Okay. So like that puts in perspective that like I'll definitely be able to really grow from last year, because I feel like I barely got anything done last year, and it was my best year. So we'll see how it goes.
I mean, it's just like kind of how you'll like look at it into perspective. Just regardless, you'll always think you'll have a better year, or think you'll have a worse year. But no, you've been killing it. You've been doing your thing.
Thank you, my boy.
So what about like? Trying to think. Here, let me pull these out real quick.
Yeah, you got your talking notes?
I had there was something I wanted to ask you here that I wrote down. My boy. Yeah, so when you first started this, like in general, it was high school. Yeah. Because I remember you had bag and passing out hoodies to people and stuff like that.
Happened. You bought one of them, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I still have it. I'm pretty sure it's here.
No way. You know what's cool is that I found my notebook yesterday. I wrote down everyone who bought one, and I seen your name in it.
Yeah. No, I remember buying it from you like right in the welcome center, like in the beginning of the day, and I threw it right on. It was mad comfortable because that
was the first drop.
Yeah. So like going back to that, because like we started with you like talking about your initial mindset going into just business in general, like starting your own business, but initially, what was like your mindset there when you started doing, Vessel? Because that was your original brand.
That was my first brand name.
And so what was your initial mindset there, and how does it compare to like now? Mm-hmm. Like what's like how different is that?
Big change. Back then, now it's still like it's not a passion project anymore. Yeah. Because it is my full-time living. And it's a fully functioning business that brings in a pretty good amount of money. But there's still so much passion that goes into it. Like, I love what I do. I love fashion, and I put my all into it. But back then, it was, like, more so fully just passion project where it was, like, I was skateboarding a lot. Yeah. And it was, like, a skate brand at first. So I just kind of wanted to get into making clothes. I didn't think it'd really be able to evolve into something like this. Yeah. Which it didn't at the time. I had like a whole year off of making clothes and stuff like that. But back then it was more so I liked the idea of having a brand, and I didn't really care to make money off of it. Yeah. And I was like, I just want to print some shit, see people wear it. Yeah. I thought that was cool.
It was. I remember you had a good amount of people rocking the Vessel on that first day.
I sold like 12 hoodies. My first drop ever, I had like 12 hoodies. Yeah. And I sold them to kids at my school. And it did good. I was walking around with like $300. I felt
like the man.
I had $300, but I had a pill bottle for some reason, like a prescription bottle. I put all the money in that, and I walked around it in my backpack, and I was like, oh my god.
I'm loaded.
That was like probably the most money I'd ever had.
What year was that? Sophomore or freshman?
That was my sophomore year. That was like beginning of sophomore year.
Yeah, so that's solid bread for sophomore.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Making $300 in one day. Yeah. Off of, selling some hoodies. That's pretty cool.
And so so you weren't as serious.
Oh hell no.
In like, well, like obviously,
Yeah.
But like you weren't really really too worried about the little things, like when you were there.
It was more so for fun then. Now it's like, I feel like there's a lot of weight. Not that there's a lot of weight on my shoulders, but I know that what I'm doing means so much more to me and like other people, and I know I have like tens of thousands of people watching me while I do it. So it's a lot more meaningful now. And but like that same like, I don't know, I was like 16 at the time. Like that still 16-year-old self is like still in me, where it's like I just want to see
hype,
I just want to see cool people wear my cool shit, you know.
Yeah.
That's still like the core of it. But
yeah, it must feel great to see people just awesome. Like.
I was at the gym yesterday. I seen a kid wearing a pair of my sweatpants.
I see people wear your stuff like a good amount of the time. Like actually. That's awesome. Like just like I see your like like bullet hole logo on people.
There's still a lot of people that wear it in the city, but I'm more so widespread now. Yeah,
your jump from like local to like, cause I feel like for like a year you were like really like popping locally, especially with opening the shop.
For sure.
And like and also I want to plug this now before I forget, because I'm definitely gonna forget. He has a documentary on his channel, a little mini documentary. If you're interested in learning about anything that has gone through his life and journey, it's on his YouTube. I'll have it in the link down below. And to find him on everything, it'll be down below. So Trey, just go ahead and click down there.
Teixeira. That's my name. Y'all find me.
But yeah, that was a great video. Also, I love that one because it was kind of like cool to look back at it, because I remember it happening.
Yeah, you
like
were
I remember
there.
I remember being there, like just experiencing like just like a random studio night, like tie dyeing those shirts and recording it on your phone.
Yeah.
Like,
did I have you in any of the clips?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Dude, that video was, oh my God.
It was a great video, though.
I edited that video. I think it was 14 hours straight.
Yeah, you told me this. Yeah.
I edited from like 6 o'clock in the afternoon until like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Which might even be longer than 14 hours. Whatever.
I'm pretty sure I came to you after you finished editing this video. Like I pulled up and you were telling me that you were like.
Nah, it was probably like a day after. Because I went to sleep for like 45 minutes. I woke up and I went and played 18 holes of golf.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw you like the day after this had happened.
Yeah.
But
I was for sure telling you about it.
That's a great video. And it just like kind of, it's a good way to like learn like what kind of you like. Story. Yeah, you're not only your like story, but like the different like eras of like, because it's always been like starting from like when SIXSHOOTER actually started to now. Yeah, it's always been SIXSHOOTER. But there's these like little like eras, almost like WWE, Attitude Era, the modern era.
It's kind of how it's doing.
It was just like,
that goes back to what we were talking about earlier with like, you know, the different eras of like where you've recorded and where and stuff like that. So
it's just like, it's always fun to look back at, because like I always get caught up. My problem is I'm never in the moment. I'm always either looking back or forward. Yeah. Which kind of sucks, but like watching that video, I kind of like was able to replay like what was going on in my head and like appreciate it, and like to where like just how we're sitting here now having this conversation. I'm glad all of that other stuff happened because it was not only learning, but it was fun. Like even though it sucked, it was so fun. Yeah, like doing all these little things.
You always hate what's going on until you look back at it and you're like, wow, I actually miss those days. Like even when I was making that video, you know, I was looking at all the memories and it's like, damn, bro, like I was broke. I was making probably less than $1,000 a month. Yeah. And that was some of my favorite times of running the brand. Yeah. So you always gotta appreciate the moment, and I try to do that more and more now. And definitely just like appreciate the people who support me. Yeah. And not like take it for granted, because you can be humbled any fucking second.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's so easy nowadays. But you know, never want to compare. It's hard. It's hard not to compare.
I do it. I'm guilty of it.
I do it every single day. Yeah. That's why I can't be on social media that much. But like at the same time, it's like I don't really want to put out the same thing as somebody else in general. Because like if I'm comparing myself to it, I'm just gonna try to be that. And I just want to be as authentic. And I feel like you've done such a good job at staying authentic as yourself.
I've had my share of like influence from people
inspirations
and, brands.
and whatnot.
You need the inspiration, but you know, with clothing brands, there's so many of them, and I know a lot of clothing brand owners. I know a lot of fashion influencers and stuff like that now, just from being in the scene for a long time. So like I have so many people to compare myself to, and it definitely can bring me down sometimes, but I try not to lately. I definitely have been.
It's hard to see someone like, it's like, although it sucks to say, what the honest truth is sometimes it sucks to see someone else succeed. The slightest bit, but like at the same time you can catch yourself and be like happy for them. But like in just like being in the game, sometimes it kind of just like eats at you a little bit.
It does. Cause like, I don't know, everyone's time will come.
Like,
not everyone is on the same path. And not everything is going to play out the same way for every single person. Like, life isn't cookie cutter where every person has the same, path to success. Sometimes it takes people longer. Sometimes people get successful overnight. So you just can't really compare too much, because like you might be looking at someone and they're on top of the world, but like I said earlier, like you can be humbled any second, and then you can pop off out of nowhere. So
there's a reality behind everything. There
is.
But yeah, that's another thing that people don't really. I feel like a lot of people that are trying to get into it, they don't realize how important connections are. Because my like first couple years of trying to like kind of figure out what I'm doing and like where I want my niche to be, I didn't connect enough. But like that's like one of the main things, like just like learning from people and just reaching out, like messaging everybody. Like don't get any responses, maybe get one response. So
that's definitely been. Sorry to cut you
off.
No,
go for it, please.
That's definitely been a good driving factor in like a lot of my successes. I started getting into just like the scene more, like like I said with like New York Fashion Weeks, like going to those type of events and just doing like pop-ups, like real life stuff, actually meeting people. Like people like to see a face behind businesses and behind like just online things. So like meeting people has like grown just the brand and like me as a person a lot. And connections are like the key to winning. It really is. Like
just knowing people.
Just being outside, not outside, but like being outside in the right places. Like going places, like it's definitely put me in contact with like a lot of important people that have helped me like grow more.
You want to surround that circle with just people who are in the same like mindset as you, and just like not get like chained into anything that you don't want to be involved with. Like, you don't want to be involved with someone slacking.
No,
it's just not.
That's why I'm by myself. Like I work by myself so much. Is that like like I have my friends. You're my boy. I'm friends with like Matt and stuff like that. But it's like there's not many people in this area, or like just even just in this area that are like on the same wavelength and like mindset of like trying to actually like grow in life and like build something.
For sure.
So it's hard to like find people to relate to and like work with. So that's why I be by myself all the time.
I feel that.
Kind of sucks, but
just like, I mean, I'm not by myself all the time. I'm honestly surrounded by
like
people.
Working with other people. Like just
well, I feel like that's another thing out here. There's a lot of people out here, like especially where we're from. There's a lot of people out here that are doing stuff and like putting out their own work and like showing like off their skills, but I feel like not a lot of people are like coming together. Like that's why I think Mass Collective was such a good thing that got put together, because that's really kind of like forces everybody come together. But I feel like in general, like the citywide like connection isn't fully there.
No.
That's why it's kind of hard to build. I feel like that's why it's been harder to build off of, this current setting. That's why I like making that jump to from state to state and like, but like you should show that it's possible, because like you're way more than just city cloud. You're just,
I've done my best.
So
I can in this area, and I've worked with what I have.
You
can't. We've talked about it earlier, but like you can't complain about the situation you're in.
No.
And, like where you're based out of. Like you got to make do.
Just enjoy it. Have some fun. We're on a folding table right now.
We are.
Like,
We are on a folding table.
Like, and
I'm. Don't matter.
No, it doesn't matter because I'm having a blast. I've been waiting to get in front of like, this is all I've been thinking about. I've been trying to get this together in general, trying to do a podcast for like a couple years. But this specific in general, like it's been like 4 to 6 months that I've been trying to put this together. And this is how the first setup's going, and I couldn't be happier because I'm where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And this is like this. I'm having a blast. So
I
appreciate you coming out here.
I appreciate you.
Just
asking me to be on the pod.
Yeah, dude. Of course.
I've never done a podcast before.
Yeah.
I think maybe I was like in one of like your test ones, like in previous years, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, I could imagine that.
Probably, or just maybe like a joking one, but never like an actual like.
Yeah.
Got some mics set
Well,
up
definitely.
Like, talking our talk.
We'll definitely have you back on.
I would love to.
Yeah, just hopefully we can have a little bit more of a comfortable setup next time.
You'll figure it out more as you go. Get some decoration.
Get some more stuff going on here.
The angles and stuff.
But yeah, this was a blast. Anything you got? Anything you want to promote before this thing runs its course? You just had a new drop.
I don't really care about promoting the job too much. You guys will see my social medias.
Yeah.
If any of like the people who do know me find their way to this video and watch the entire thing, support my boy. Appreciate you watching this. Strive for greatness. Never be satisfied with where you are in life. There's always higher places you can get to. And just work hard. Be proud of yourself. Surround yourself with people who make you happy.
Yeah.
And enjoy life because it's super short. Because I'm already 21. And I feel mad old. I feel like I wasted a lot of time in my life.
Yeah.
But, I'm trying to make the most of it now.
Yeah.
So.
Love it.
That's what I got to say.
All right. We're going to close this thing out. Again, appreciate you coming out here.
Thank you,
Love you, buddy.
Love you.
And we'll see you in the next one. All right.
Peace out, y'all.